First of all, I was at a point in my career where I really didn't want to continue in local news. I wanted to transition. As you can appreciate and understand, the pandemic made everything more difficult, including moving jobs, no matter the industry. So I knew I wanted to do this. I didn't know where, but I knew that it was really the time. I have an agent who, I collaborate with on my career plans. So the idea was, let's send out the demo reel. Let's see who's interested. Let's see what sticks. And then in any job search, you go with what makes the most sense for your life. So for me, it's like, where am I going to be? What stories am I going to be telling? What is the vision for the years I'm committed to the contract? Where will I be based? How much will I be paid? What's the workflow like? These are all things you got to consider. But for me, the ultimate thing was I wanted to transition to the national stage. And I learned about BNC through the job search. They were interested in my demo reel. They're fairly new, the Black News Channel. I learned that what they wanted to do was, and what they've been doing and what they want to continue to build on, is telling the voice, covering the voice of Black and Brown people and telling untold stories. And I like that because I think for my whole career, I've been very committed to that notion, telling the untold, amplifying the voice of people who are not normally looked at. I did a lot of that at the border, and it just kind of made sense with the track of my career. And then the discussion went around. Obviously, in Miami, it's a very unique market. Afro Latino population, heavily Hispanic by demographics. Most people who are in South Florida fall in the category of Black and or Brown. And so I started thinking about this opportunity to leverage the experience I had in local news, the things that I've done in my career that I'm most proud of, and being able to do that, still be based in Miami, and to do that on the national stage. And I like that idea. And I talked with them more at BNC about what the network stands for and what the vision is. And I felt it was very in line with the heart that I bring to journalism. And I've been there a few months now, and I'm very proud of the work that I've done. And because I feel like when I'm pitching, especially when it's stories about people and their lives, and in the things that they're confronting in their lives, I feel like the BNC managers, the people I work with and collaborate with, appreciate the opportunity to bring these stories to BNC. And they understand now that that's the heart that I have as a reporter. So it's been a good connection. Um, I obviously was thinking about, what do I want the next few years to look like you do when you enter any contract. Um, I learned a long time ago that, of course, it is a business, like I mentioned, but it really truly doesn't matter um, whose microphone you hold. What matters is what you're doing with the ability to be able to broadcast and disseminate to the masses. And I've always carried that with me. So I'm always looking for, where can I go that my skill set will be appreciated, that I can cover the stories that I really want to cover, and that, my ideology matches the place, right? Because although the microphone doesn't matter, what you're doing has to make sense, right? So there was a lot of thinking that went into that, but ultimately the decision that I had made was, I need to transition to the national stage. I've spent my whole career on air and TV. I wasn't interested in doing producing or anything. I have produced, but always in collaboration with being on air. So I wasn't really interested in that. I wanted to be a national correspondent, and I was presented with the opportunity to do that from South Florida, where I had worked 6 years in local. And my coverage area includes Latin America, the Caribbean, South Florida, Central Florida. And of course, when you're with a network, there's the opportunity to cover assignments across the country. So for me, this transition was about being able to be on this national stage and to spread my wings as a journalist. I've worked in several local markets, and I feel like I learned a lot of lessons and I did a lot, but this was what I wanted to do. Some people don't do it for different reasons, but it's also a lifestyle change. I mean, being a national correspondent is very different than being a local reporter. You do travel way more. You have to know a lot about the country, right? It's not just a specific area. My advantage, though, coming into BNC is I know South Florida. I love South Florida. I'm part of South Florida.